Have you ever wondered if the pursuit of pleasure hides a secret cost, an unseen tax on the soul? Picture a shimmering mirage in the desert, an oasis that promises refreshment, yet conceals treacherous sands beneath. Today, we embark on a journey into the mysterious realm of pleasure, unearthing the hidden dangers that lurk behind every indulgence. In our modern age, pleasure is glorified, celebrated as the ultimate reward, but beneath its alluring surface lies a price that few dare to contemplate. In this exploration, we peel back the layers of seductive delight to reveal its darker essence. We will traverse the ancient paths of esoteric wisdom, drawing upon forgotten teachings and mystical traditions that warn of the perilous cost of unchecked desire. Just as alchemists transformed lead into gold, we will transform our understanding of pleasure from a mere fleeting emotion into a profound and intricate tapestry woven with both light and shadow. Our discussion will guide you through a labyrinth of historical insights and philosophical musings. You will hear the echoes of sages and mystics who, centuries ago, cautioned that every pleasure carries an invisible debt, a debt that can erode the very foundation of our inner being. Through evocative stories, allegorical metaphors, and thought-provoking analogies, we will illuminate the paradox, how the quest for ephemeral joy might lead to lasting emptiness. As we venture deeper into this enigmatic subject, prepare to challenge your preconceived notions, reflect on your own encounters with pleasure, and consider whether the pursuit of sensual satisfaction might have been disguising a more insidious hunger. This video is not just an invitation to understand the dual nature of pleasure, but a call to awaken to the delicate balance between desire and discipline. The paradox of pleasure, a timeless reflection on desire and enlightenment. Throughout the ages, the pursuit of pleasure has been both celebrated and cautioned against by the great sages, philosophers, and mystics of the world. In the ancient scrolls of Eastern traditions and the cryptic verses of Western esotericism, pleasure is not merely an indulgence, but a powerful force with dual potential, both to elevate and to enslave the human spirit. In the mystical teachings of ancient India, the Vedas and Upanishads reveal that life's ephemeral joys can lead the seeker astray if they become the sole focus of one's existence. Here, pleasure is seen as a transient shadow on the soul's journey towards self-realization. The Bhagavad Gita, for instance, warns of the lure of material attachments and the consequent disturbance of the inner peace that lies at the heart of spiritual awakening. This sacred text teaches that the mind must be trained to enjoy pleasures without becoming entangled in them, lest one fall into a perpetual cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. Similarly, the ancient sages of China, rooted in Taoist philosophy, recognized that the natural flow of life, what they called the Tao, requires balance. Taoism teaches that extremes, even in pleasure, upset the harmony of existence. The yin and yang, representing the interplay of light and dark, are a constant reminder that every indulgence carries within it the seed of its own undoing. The Taoist masters believed that unbridled pleasure could lead to an imbalance, drawing one away from the path of inner tranquility and toward a state of chaotic longing. In the West, the pre-Socratic philosophers, and later the Hellenistic thinkers like Epicurus, pondered the true nature of happiness. Epicurus, often misunderstood as a proponent of hedonism, actually advocated for the moderation of desires. He argued that true pleasure is found in simplicity, in the cultivation of inner calm rather than in the relentless pursuit of sensual gratification. His teachings served as a counterpoint to the rampant excesses of later eras, suggesting that when pleasure becomes the measure of life, one loses sight of a more profound, enduring fulfillment. The medieval mystics and alchemists, whose secret writings have long fascinated the esoteric community, further explored this paradox. They saw in pleasure a symbol of the alchemical process, a transformation that begins with raw, unrefined desire and, if not carefully managed, results in a state of spiritual lead. Through rituals, meditation, and the art of self-discipline, these ancient seekers attempted to transmute the base elements of human longing into the gold of enlightenment, warning that failure to do so results in an inner decay as inevitable as the aging of the body. Even the Gnostics, with their cryptic mythologies and belief in the inner divine spark, emphasized that the material world, with its seductive array of pleasures, was a veil obscuring true spiritual reality. Their dualistic worldview posited that, while the flesh craves momentary delight, the spirit yearns for an eternal, unchanging light. In all these traditions, a common thread emerges: pleasure, when pursued without wisdom or restraint, can become a trap that diverts us from our higher purpose. The historical and philosophical discourse across cultures invites us to reflect on our modern indulgences. The dazzling lights of our contemporary world, social media, consumerism, and instant gratification are modern incarnations of ancient temptations, echoing a timeless truth. The hidden price of pleasure is the erosion of our inner sanctuary. The hidden perils of pleasure, a journey through desire and illusion. As we venture deeper into the labyrinth of desire, we discover that pleasure is a paradox, a force that entices us with its shimmering promises yet conceals dangers as ancient as time itself. Imagine pleasure as a beguiling siren whose song lures weary travelers to treacherous shores. At first, the melody of delight offers escape from life's hardships, but its hypnotic cadence may lead to an unforeseen entrapment of the soul. The very essence of pleasure lies in its impermanence. Much like a radiant sunset that bathes the sky in vibrant hues only to fade into night, every moment of intense joy carries within it the seed of its own dissolution. When we chase after these ephemeral sparks, we risk losing sight of our deeper, more enduring nature. The pursuit of momentary bliss can become an endless chase, a pursuit where each victory is swiftly overshadowed by the hunger for more. This insatiable craving mirrors the myth of Tantalus, forever reaching for sustenance that remains just out of grasp, leaving him in a state of perpetual longing and despair. At its core, the danger of unbridled pleasure is its power to distort our perception of reality. In the intoxication of delight, we often lose the ability to discern between what is fleeting and what is fundamentally nourishing. Picture a lush, verdant garden that appears abundant with fruit. Yet hidden beneath the surface are creeping vines that slowly strangle the life out of the tree. Similarly, while pleasure may appear to offer a bountiful harvest of happiness, it can insidiously sap the vitality of our inner being if not approached with mindful balance. One must also consider the subtle erosion of self-awareness that accompanies the relentless pursuit of pleasure. In our modern world, stimuli abound: social media notifications, luxury goods, and transient experiences, all promising a quick fix to our inner void. Yet these stimuli, like fleeting sparks, often fail to kindle a lasting flame of fulfillment. Instead, they create a cycle of dependency. The more we indulge, the more we become desensitized, and the thirst for pleasure grows ever more unquenchable. This process, known as hedonic adaptation, ensures that the initial joy of an experience rapidly diminishes, prompting an endless quest for new and more intense sensations. Delving into the psychological realm, we find that pleasure operates through a complex interplay of neural mechanisms. The brain, in its quest for survival, has evolved to reward us with bursts of dopamine, a chemical messenger that reinforces behaviors essential for life. However, in the context of modern indulgences, this reward system can become hijacked. Each moment of pleasure releases dopamine, creating a transient high that leaves behind a void, compelling us to seek out that sensation again and again. Over time, this cycle can warp our priorities, leading us to value superficial gratifications over the cultivation of inner peace and authentic growth. Moreover, the allure of pleasure can subtly erode our capacity for deep, reflective introspection. In the relentless chase for the next thrill, we risk becoming disconnected from our true selves, surrendering our inner wisdom to the allure of immediate gratification. Just as a river, when dammed, loses its natural flow and vitality, so too does the spirit become stifled when it is constantly bombarded with artificial highs. The danger here is profound. We may begin to equate external stimulation with genuine happiness, forgetting that true contentment is born from self-understanding and inner balance. Thus, in the first part of our exploration, we see that the hidden dangers of pleasure are not merely about overindulgence or physical excess, but about the gradual erosion of our inner sanctuary. When pleasure is pursued without discernment or restraint, it transforms from a source of fleeting joy into a subtle yet relentless captor of the soul. The pleasure paradox, navigating desire without losing the self. As we venture further into the depths of our exploration, the intricate dance between pleasure and pain reveals an even more enigmatic tapestry of human existence. Beyond the initial allure of ephemeral joy lies a labyrinth of contradictions and nuanced insights that demand our attention. Consider the ancient metaphor of the labyrinth, a structure designed not to imprison, but to illuminate the seeker's inner journey. In the winding corridors of desire, every turn presents both a promise and a peril. The intoxicating glow of immediate gratification is but a flicker compared to the enduring light of wisdom. Yet, in our modern quest for stimulation, we often become lost in the maze, wandering aimlessly as the very tools meant to liberate us begin to bind us in invisible chains. At the heart of this paradox is the transformation of pleasure from a spontaneous gift into a compulsive pursuit. Like a moth drawn to a flame, our instincts compel us to seek out the radiant sparks of dopamine, a chemical that, while essential for survival, can become our master when overindulged. The once natural rhythm of joy and contentment is disrupted, giving rise to an insidious cycle where every pleasure is immediately followed by a void. This oscillation, marked by peaks of ecstasy and valleys of desolation, paints a picture of a soul in perpetual imbalance. Yet there is another layer to this intricate story: the societal and cultural constructs that frame our understanding of pleasure. In many ancient traditions, pleasure was revered as a sacred, transformative experience when harnessed with discipline and reverence. The rituals of ancient mystery schools and esoteric traditions were designed to channel pleasure into spiritual energy, transforming carnal impulses into a higher form of enlightenment. However, as these teachings became diluted over centuries by mass culture and unrestrained consumerism, the sacred art of transforming desire was lost. Today, the very institutions that once guided seekers towards balance now inundate us with the lure of endless indulgence, making it ever more challenging to reclaim the wisdom of old. Moreover, this transformation of pleasure has a profound impact on our perception of time and self. In moments of unbridled ecstasy, time appears to stand still and the boundaries of self seem to dissolve. But this dissolution is deceptive. The fleeting nature of these experiences often leaves behind a residue of disorientation and fragmentation. Our inner narrative, the story of who we are, begins to splinter as we chase after transient highs instead of cultivating a consistent sense of purpose. The result is a fragmented identity, a mosaic of momentary selves that struggle to coalesce into a coherent whole. Interestingly, the deeper we delve, the more we realize that the hidden price of pleasure is not paid in material terms, but in the erosion of our capacity for genuine connection. As we become enamored with the superficial, the vivid yet shallow experiences that modern technology offers, we risk severing the threads that bind us to our own souls and to each other. The art of being present, the capacity to fully immerse oneself in a single moment, is sacrificed at the altar of perpetual distraction. In this state, pleasure morphs from a unifying force into a divisive one, isolating us from the very essence of our humanity. Yet within this complexity lies the possibility of redemption. The ancient teachings remind us that every shadow is cast by a light, and every danger holds within it the seed of transformation. By acknowledging the dual nature of pleasure, we can begin to reclaim our autonomy over it. The path is not one of abstinence, but of mindful engagement, a deliberate choice to savor the sweetness of life without becoming enslaved by it. Through practices such as meditation, reflective journaling, and intentional solitude, we can learn to discern the difference between a nourishing delight and a hollow seduction. In this deeper exploration, we come to understand that the pursuit of pleasure is not inherently malevolent. Rather, it is our relationship with it that defines its impact. When approached with reverence and balanced by wisdom, pleasure can be a guide, a luminous beacon that, when integrated with our higher purpose, enriches our journey rather than detracts from it. The true challenge lies in harnessing its power without surrendering our soul to its ephemeral allure. Mastering pleasure, practical steps toward mindful fulfillment. Now that we have unraveled the complexities of pleasure's hidden price, it is time to ground these insights into daily practice. Embracing practical techniques can help transform the relentless pursuit of fleeting highs into a mindful engagement with life's deeper, more nourishing joys. Begin with the practice of mindfulness meditation. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed and focus your attention on your breath. As you inhale and exhale, visualize each breath as a gentle wave washing away the superficial cravings that cloud your mind. Allow yourself to be present in the moment, free from the incessant pull of external stimuli. This simple act of centering not only brings clarity, but also creates a sanctuary within, where you can observe your desires without being overwhelmed by them. Next, consider adopting the practice of reflective journaling. At the close of each day, set aside a few moments to record your experiences and emotions. Write about moments when you felt drawn to quick pleasures and examine the underlying triggers. Ask yourself, what was the deeper need that these experiences were trying to fulfill? Over time, this exercise will help you distinguish between transient distractions and the more profound sources of fulfillment. The journal becomes your personal grimoire, a sacred text where you transcribe the hidden lessons of your inner journey. Another transformative technique is the dopamine detox. In a world inundated with instant gratification, challenge yourself to periodically disconnect from digital distractions and sensory overload. Dedicate a day or even a few hours to stepping away from social media, news feeds, and the barrage of notifications. During this detox, engage in activities that nourish your soul. Take a long walk in nature, read a contemplative book, or simply sit in silent reflection. This deliberate pause recalibrates your brain's reward system, allowing you to rediscover the joy in simple, unadorned experiences. In addition, cultivate practices that strengthen your connection with the present moment. Techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or even mindful eating can serve as potent reminders of the beauty inherent in the now. When you focus on the act of eating, savoring each bite as if it were a divine offering, you anchor your awareness in the sensory experience, breaking free from the cycle of craving and disappointment. To overcome common challenges, remember that consistency is key. Like a gardener tending to a delicate flower, nurture these practices daily, even if only for a few minutes. There will be moments of restlessness and temptation to revert to old patterns, but each moment of mindful resistance is a step toward reclaiming your inner sanctuary. Surround yourself with supportive communities or individuals who share your quest for deeper meaning, as collective energy often amplifies individual efforts. Finally, integrate these practices into a holistic lifestyle. Balance periods of disciplined solitude with moments of genuine connection. Recognize that true growth comes from harmonizing inner exploration with external engagement. As you learn to savor the simple moments, you will gradually find that pleasure transforms from a fleeting distraction into a subtle, enriching current that guides you toward lasting fulfillment. By embracing mindfulness, reflective journaling, digital detoxes, and sensory grounding techniques, you reclaim the power to choose what truly nourishes your soul. Each practical step you take is a defiant act of self-mastery, a commitment to living not by the fleeting whims of desire, but by the enduring principles of wisdom and balance. Beyond the illusion, mastering pleasure for a life of true fulfillment. As we draw this mystical journey to a close, let us pause and reflect on the truths unveiled about the hidden dangers of pleasure. Throughout our exploration, we have seen how the pursuit of fleeting ecstasy can subtly erode the foundation of our inner sanctum, transforming a momentary delight into an insidious trap that siphons the essence of our spirit. The ancient wisdom we encountered reminds us that every radiant joy carries with it a shadow, a secret cost that, if left unchecked, can lead us away from our true purpose. Our journey traversed the realms of esoteric philosophy and modern neuroscience, revealing that pleasure, while naturally alluring, is a double-edged sword. Like a deceptive mirage, it promises an oasis of fulfillment, yet often leaves us parched in its wake. We learned that the path to true contentment lies not in the relentless chase for ephemeral highs, but in the cultivation of mindful awareness and the deep-seated discipline of the soul. Through practices such as meditation, reflective journaling, and the deliberate slowing of our fast-paced lives, we reclaim our power to savor life's simple yet profound moments. This video invites you to reconsider your relationship with pleasure. Instead of surrendering to its transient allure, view it as a tool, a guidepost that can lead you to a richer, more balanced existence when approached with wisdom and restraint. Embrace the art of living consciously, where every indulgence is weighed against its hidden price, and every moment of joy is savored as part of a larger, meaningful tapestry of life. Remember, true enlightenment does not come from avoiding pleasure altogether, but from understanding its dual nature and mastering it before it masters you. Allow these insights to inspire you to embark on your own journey of self-discovery, a journey that honors both the beauty of existence and the quiet strength of inner resilience. Reflect, question, and let the ancient wisdom be your guide as you continue to forge a path toward lasting fulfillment. Thank you for joining this exploration. May you find the courage to look beyond the surface, embrace the depth within, and live a life where pleasure serves as a beacon rather than a chain.